Welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on Twitter at Eric Talks Astros. Find the show at Locked On Astros. Your team every day. Brett, where can they find you at?
They can find me at Minute Maid Park, at H-Town Wheelhouse on Twitter, and at Stros411 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Always positive, always Stros.
All right, today's show is sponsored by Scoring Runs at Minute Maid Park and not getting shut out by the Tampa Bay Rays when you're trying to clinch the division and not get caught by the White Sox, who won again, and they are one win ahead behind the Astros right now, and two losses behind the. I don't know if you really look at that, but they have two more losses than the Astros. So the White Sox are off tomorrow. The Astros are playing tomorrow. So the Astros will have to try to keep a pace or to try to keep ahead of the White Sox.
Yeah, you don't want to lose home field advantage for the first round.
Yes, that is a big deal. So now the Astros have no chance of catching the Rays. That ship has sailed. That's fine. I don't care about that. That's fine. You know what is a good deal? If you go ahead, subscribe to Locked On Astros podcast and make it something that you listen to when you get in your car. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so make it your first listen of the day. The first thing you hear when you get in the car. The first thing you watch when you pull up your phone and you're scrolling through YouTube. Make us the first listen. And share it with somebody else. Tell them to make it their first listen. Trust me, win or lose, rain or shine, Locked On Astros is always there. Right there. If it's in your back pocket, pull us out of your back pocket. Watch us on your phone. If you're in your car, drive to work. The first listen is Locked On Astros.
I'm saying this with a smile on my face. For the second game in a row, we almost got no hit in the first 5 innings. And
we did.
And
Alex Bregman,
here?
Alex Bregman almost hit a home run to open the scoring, and he hit a little hanging, I don't know what it was, a changeup or something that he crushed just left of the foul pole.
And he tried to do this whole thing,
tried to do the lean.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Eric, it was a weird environment. There wasn't a lot of people there, and it just did not feel.
Game one, it seemed like there was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a playoff atmosphere, but not tonight.
Yeah, it seemed like everybody got tickets for game one and game two. Maybe they're like, no, you know what? I'm going to go for the Carlos Correa bobblehead. And so we'll see. Maybe it'll be a better atmosphere tomorrow. It's an earlier game, or today it's a 6-10 game. So we'll see. Maybe we have to understand this is still during the school day, so there's a lot of people who can't go, and if you have back-to-back games, a lot of people can't go to back-to-back game. But Luis Garcia, he struggled a little bit.
He started really well, Eric.
Right.
His first 4 outs were strikeouts. Right. I mean, I know he gave it the 2 runs, early, but gosh, he looked sharp. And then,
hey Siri, do you want to catch the ball?
Yeah, he overran that ball.
And it looked like Kyle Tucker almost could have caught that. It was kind of no man's land. You have the center fielder, then you have the right fielder.
I think now here's the thing. He overran it, but I saw Siri look at Tucker before the ball really landed in his glove. So I think he lost track of the ball. But it was like he caught it, but almost like he bobbled it. Was that the same catch that he bobbled, or
no? That was the catch he bobbled.
Okay,
so
he bobbled and then
glove hit off the wall. Then he caught it, and so once it touched the wall, then it's. So that was a big play. Then it led to the home run later on, and it was just a big situation. Or it was a Brandon Lowe home run. And by the way, how does he have 35 home runs? That's
Brandon Lowe's a power hitter.
Yeah, I know. I mean, this kid was somebody I had on my fantasy roster for many years, and he was not that good. And now all of a sudden he's got 35 home runs. So I don't know what happened
I
there. So
mean, I mean, I mean, how does Brett Phillips have 11 home runs with batting 201 tonight? He had a
he's
triple. He tried
yeah,
to stretch a triple
yeah.
into a home
That's
run.
why. He's
Yeah,
got that youthful passion. He just wants it. He just wanted a challenge, and I could see in his eyes. He was like, "Oh, I want this home run. I want this home run." And you could just see him like just chilling with the fans in right field. You can see him, Brett Phillips. I can see him going to sit in right field with the fans, and having a beer with them. That's who
yeah.
Brett Phillips is.
Yeah, there was some people sitting behind us at the game, and they said, "Who is this guy?" And I said, "Look, he's a role player. He's a classic utility guy. He's not going to hit for high average, but he's going to provide a spark." He even has a bobblehead with Foco where he's doing the airplane run because he did that again this year. And game-winning hits, big World Series moments. Brett Phillips, he goes by Maverick on like Twitter and stuff. He's a big gamer. He's just a great personality. He's good for baseball. Too bad he's not better. I think if he was more talented, hit for higher average, he is a very marketable guy because everybody loves that guy. But Eric, when I'm watching the Rays warm up, I'm seeing Nelson Cruz, Wander Franco, this cast of characters they have. And dude, Wander Franco, I've never seen him play in person. He's huge. He looks like a dang linebacker out there.
And he's got braces. He's 20
Yeah,
years old and got
I'm
braces.
just saying, he looks like he's 30 something. Like he is. It's like, oh my God, this kid is an absolute monster. And, I'm sorry, when KJ Choi goes deep on you, it's not a good game for your team. Or whatever his name is, Gene Man Choi. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gene Man Choi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a curveball right down the middle of the plate. Anybody could hit. Well,
I know, but
maybe not me, maybe not you, but
well,
most major league players can hit.
Well, I had stopped by to say hi to some supporters because I was getting some turkey, some lean turkey up in Killins, and I was up in the upper deck when Choi hit that home run. That ball it was a rocket.
Yeah,
he hit that ball a ton.
Yeah, so the Rays, they deserve to win this game fair and square. They had 11 hits. They scored 7 runs. I know that Luis Garcia gave up 6 runs, but only 3 of them were earned because of series error.
Yeah.
So his ERA is 3.30 on the season. That's still respectful.
Yeah.
Respectful for a rookie. Does this diminish his chances of being a rookie of the year? I don't know if he really had a shot in the first place because you have a whole bunch of other guys that really deserve it. But and it's really
hard for a pitcher to beat out offensive rookies of the year.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And so he already had kind of his backup against the wall. This was his 28th start on the season. He is one of the Astros' better pitchers. I think he is hitting a little bit of a wall, but he's still pitching pretty good. His velocity kind of fluctuates between innings. You can't really look at that. Well, his velocity is down. Well, but next inning it's up. So he's just a different type of pitcher, and he just you can't really look at that. And I'm not too worried about him overall. It's just I just wish the Astros would just clinch already. And before we move off from the pitchers, Solomon came in and he did what he's done multiple times this year. He pitched. He saved the bullpen. He came in and pitched 4 innings. He only allowed 4 hits, 1 run. I know that he had that 1 inning that struggled. I think it was the 8th inning. And I know that everybody was like, well, he struggled that inning. Yeah, this is a rookie too. This is
but he only gave up the 1 run. I mean, you're down 6-0 at that point. He gives it the 1 run. You're down 7. Why? I mean, there was nobody. Like everybody in the bullpen was like this, just chilling. They were just like, okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you're giving Pete Solomon experience. There's nothing wrong with experience. And this may be a team that you very well see if things go the right way. If you see them in the ALCS, this gives him a chance to see their batters. And so what's that?
Tony Kemp just hit a home run.
Oh, so
the A's are up 1-0.
But even if they lose, don't we still have to win another game?
No.
Oh, we don't.
The Mariners have to lose.
Okay, I thought we had to win on top of it. Was either or.
Either or, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a combination of an Astros win or a Mariners loss.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that and I just misunderstood it. So for all the baseball savants out there, my bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's sometimes you just gotta look for the upside in things, and it's just this game was not much upside, but you know how you can get some upside? Put some in your tank. Tell us about upside.
Hey, Astros fans, this is H-Town Wheelhouse with an incredible app that everyone who buys gas needs to know about. Get Upside. My listeners are making up to 25 cents for every gallon of gas every time they fill up. Just download the free Get Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now. Use the promo code BASEBALL. Get a bonus 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. That's up to 50 cents cash back. Don't pay full price at the pump anymore. Get cash back using Get Upside. Just download the app for free and use the promo code BASEBALL to get up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. Some people who drive a lot are making as much as $200 to $300 more a month just in cash back. And there's no catch. The cash back gets added to your account. You can cash out anytime. Bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card to Amazon or other brands. Just download the free Upside app. Use the promo code BASEBALL.
Thoughts by Dusty.
Here is Dusty Baker on why it's taking so long to clinch. The key is you're still on the cusp. A whole bunch of people ain't on the cusp. You've got to play the game. No one's gonna give it to you. Thank you, Dusty. That was some great thoughts. And I missed this yesterday. And I know this was the day before, but I got to say this. This is on the game where the Astros won. We had a no-hitter pitched against us until Bregman hit that home run. Big game, Bregman. He came through again. And then I got to mention my other mighty mouse in Altuve. That's clutch enough right there. How did I miss that quote yesterday, Brett?
I don't know.
How did I miss that?
Oh, man. Dusty saying, hey, we're on the cusp. And what did he say after that? Well, quote that again. We're on the cusp. Yeah.
The key is you're still on the cusp. A whole bunch of people ain't on the cusp.
A whole bunch of people ain't on the cusp. We need a shirt. No, ain't a whole lot of. No, I want a shirt that is orange. That is blue with orange type that says "Ain't a lot of people on the cusp."
Yeah, so
I love. That's the aspect of Dusty that I love.
Yeah.
He said, I mean, he quotes the obvious. It's kind of like Alex Rodriguez, like they mentioned the other day. Whoever scores the most runs tonight's going to win. Like, anyways, I can't imagine how someone his age, the amount of time in baseball that he's spent in a 162 game season, what kind of grind that takes on him. You know what I'm saying? I know what teaching takes on me. And I'm like not even 50, bro. And, you know, this podcasting, I mean, I'm just saying, like, I couldn't do it at his age. So, you know, right. Props to him.
So speaking of coming back, Michael Brantley's back. And here's what Dusty Baker had to say about this. It feels great. A big part of our lineup. We missed him big time. Alrighty. And also, we did want to talk a little bit about Martin Maldonado. Then I'll tell you what he had to say about Martin Maldonado. But Martin Maldonado has been the Astros catcher for a while now, and he hasn't had the best offensive season, but he is a great defensive catcher.
Oh man, especially tonight.
Yeah, he's a machete. He is the guy who throws out a lot, some runners on base, but he made a great play. And it was a foul. It was a bunt attempt.
Yeah.
I believe it was Brett Phillips who did it. And so he went and threw his whole body down. And so the Astros actually took him out. And so Dusty Baker, after the game, said that they took him out as a precaution. They said he's being analyzed, and depending on how sore he is, he could play tomorrow night. But this is what he had to say about that. That was awesome. That's one of the finer plays of the year.
There you
So
go. No, it was. I mean, the way he laid out, because it looked almost like Luis Garcia was closer to the ball, but Martin Maldonado did a full layout. I mean, like he was doing a belly flop into a pool. Um, and we were like, yeah. And like, I was like, MVP. That was, but that's what this team has. It has that ability to make big plays. And that's what's so frustrating about these bats when they go silent. Like, what the heck is going
3 hits,
on?
right? Is
What,
that
like they didn't even give us anything to think. I mean, there was a couple long balls, but they were under everything, Eric. The first three outs were all pop-ups for the most part. And like Altuve, I'm telling you, his first at bat, had he barreled that ball was going on the train tracks. He hit that pop fly at an alarming rate. It was, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if we have exit velocities on pop ups. I'll look it up, but he hit the hell out of that ball, and it was so frustrating, man, because they kept hitting it to them. And Correa seemed like he was a little out of position tonight when they were shifting. And some people were like, he's not even trying for the ball tonight. And I'm like, no, I think he's just not in a good shift position. And it just was one of those games that baseball's going to baseball. And well, you got to live to, you live to play another game, right?
Yeah, but Correa's made some great plays. Like there's that one play where
Oh, he did.
yeah,
When he like went down on his knee, made the like the stab, like the backward stab, and threw out the runner. No, Correa did great. I'm just saying there were a couple hits that got into the outfield when they were shifted, and Correa just wasn't shifted over enough or whatever. But it was hard to watch, Eric. So hey, Locked On Astros fans and listeners, it was great meeting y'all tonight. I met some new people. It's really cool getting to interact with y'all. So
if it was the first inning, it was 100 miles per hour off the bat, a fly out.
see, he hit he crushed it, dude. And I was like, if he barreled that ball, it's gone.
Yeah, the hardest hit ball of the game was Ledmus Diaz's hit in the ninth inning. What's the kid we were talking about earlier? I can't think of his Franco. He leaped up and made the catch in the ninth inning.
I
That
was
was
walking out of the stadium when that happened.
yeah. So that was 110. Jordan Alvarez hit a ground out. That was 109. Then you had a bunch of Rays guys. Then you had Yuli Gurriel with 103, 103. So Yuli Gurriel went 0 for 4 tonight. So he dropped his no.
Oh.
No. Yuli Gurriel had one hit. I take that back.
Yes, he did have that hit. He actually broke up the no-hitter, right?
Yes. So he is batting 317. I was thinking Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley dropped his batting average down to 312. I was about to say that. And then so Yuli Gurriel is his batting average is up to 317. So he, as last I checked, he is still the league leader in terms of hitting. Yes. So that's good. So Siri is playing a lot. I don't know if we should read too much into that. I think that Dusty Baker said that we're going to see Jake Myers play in tomorrow's game, but we also have to understand that Jake Myers is in a big slump. I think it's like 5 for 42. That's how big a slump he's in.
I mean, I guess go ahead and get him out of that slump now, right? I mean, why would you want to not give him any chances the rest of the regular season and then have to just suddenly get hot in the playoffs? Give him an opportunity. Hopefully tomorrow with the opener going, things like that, they can get some bullpen guys, some arms that aren't as great, and get some hits. But Siri, Myers, McCormick. Siri, I think more than any of them is going to be more like prone to mistakes. He seems a little more big eyed than the other guys. I still like Jake or Chaz out there defensively over Siri any day.
Hey, I have good news. The Astros only stranded one runner in scoring position today.
Yeah, because they only had 3 hits. Way to be positive. Hey, always positive, always Astros. Good job, Eric. My bad. I tried to knock you down.
They had 3 total bases, and they had team 5 runners left on base. So because they did have 1 walk. So yeah, overall it was not a great game. Alvarez had some hard hit balls, but it didn't really go anywhere. Correa went 0 for 3. Siri went 0 for 3. Jason Castro came in and did get a hit. So Jason Castro is still becoming that
He's
late
yeah.
that what's the phrase? Late and what's the phrase that they have in? I have it somewhere where he's like clutch and late, close and late games or something. But
I
he
call him Jason Clutchstro now.
yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
something like that. But anyway, so it's just great to see that this is a guy who you can depend on as a pinch hitter late in game, which
So
makes me think that Garrett Stubbs may be on this team because you want to save Jason Castro as a pinch hitting role because he is becoming one of those hitters. And
I
so
can see that.
I can bet on that maybe possibly happening.
Mm.
So let's talk about betonline.ag.
So, all right. So we're back and better than ever. All our eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back to start another football season. As always, BetOnline is your number one spot for pro and college football action this season. With new and updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, betonline.ag continues to be number one source for everything football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 100% welcome bonus. That's double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use a promo code NFL100. From football, basketball, boxing to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. Bet online, the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. Bet online, your online sportsbook experts. Use the promo code Locked On.
So I know that sometimes you don't have the right parts for your vehicle, but I know Dusty Baker used the right part today with Pete Solomon.
Yeah.
But you need the right parts for your vehicle, so go to rockauto.com.
Yeah, so with ever increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now impossible for your local chain store to stock all the parts you need. Why endure pointless or seemingly intimidating questioning and wait while the person behind the counter orders parts on their computer, choosing the brand that only their warehouse happens to have? That sounds crazy, right? Well, you don't have to do that anymore. Save time and money and use rockauto.com. It's an easy to use website. It's reliable. The prices are reliably low. Spend 30, 50, sometimes 100% less than you would in the chain store. Don't get upcharged because you're not a mechanic. Why deal with that kind of hassle? Discover how rockauto.com can help and share with everyone you know, like we do, to explore this easy use website. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Right, locked on in there. How did you hear about us box? Let them know that we sent you. Amazing selection, reliable low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. Hey, Eric, before we move forward, I'm noticing that, Gurriel is 4 points over Guerrero right now. So you have Gurriel in first. You have Brantley third at 312. Nicky Lopez is close to him at 301. And not far behind them in 11th place is Kyle Tucker at 291. And their OPSs, Kyle Tucker's 902, Brantley's 801, and Yuli's 839. So Kyle Tucker is 11th, but he's got a higher OPS. And he has a far superior slugging percentage, 100 points higher than both of those two guys. So Kyle Tucker's going to be valuable in the playoffs. He's really got to show up. Bregman's got to show up. We have a potent offense, but they can't be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde like they have been.
Right. Yeah, so I know we already addressed it, but I do want to kind of address the Siri error again, because I forgot to mention after the game, I was watching the press conference and Dusty Baker mentioned that he thought that was going to be a home run initially off the bat. And so it did stay in the ballpark. So he said that was actually a good thing in a way. And he said that both Tucker and Siri were there, like we talked about earlier. But I was just looking at Baseball Savant, and it was the pitch was a 94.8 mile per hour fastball, and the expected batting average was 530, and the exit velocity was 103.8, and the distance was 391 feet. So this was a legit hit, and I can see how Siri probably had trouble with that. I mean, I know he's been here for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. He hasn't played a lot at Minute Maid Park. I don't think he's been on the road a little bit. So he may not be used to that side of park. And so I'm not going to go all crazy and say, start panicking about this. But yeah, that was a bad error, but that didn't lose the game. I mean,
No, I mean,
the
no, I
home
mean,
run, the Choi home run would have lost the game.
yeah. So, well, also the fact that he didn't get any freaking hits or score any dang runs against his
Yeah,
team.
that's what I mean.
But right, but no. So with Siri, I think a few things came into play. I think Kyle Tucker was a concern for him. He hasn't played a lot of outfield. And so when you don't know the other fielder, when you don't have a synthesis with them, when you don't like, you notice great outfield combinations, they know where each other is. Even if they get close to hitting each other, they somehow miss. It just works. It comes together like a puzzle. And when they were coming towards each other, Tucker slowed down a lot, but Siri hesitated, looked at Tucker and sped up. And that's why he reached back with that ball. If he
Yeah.
doesn't overrun that ball, Eric, he catches it. Period.
Right.
End of story. And he took his eye off the ball. You can see. I mean, it was kind of a bang bang thing, but I was watching Siri in that moment, and you can attribute that to being a rookie. You can attribute that to, like you said, not being familiar with the outfield. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But in the playoffs, that is a huge thing.
Right.
In the playoffs, you can't misplay those kind of balls.
Something like you mentioned earlier, Luis Garcia was doing good early. Something to look positively at is he did have 17 swing and misses today.
And you know what pitch those swings and misses were on?
No.
His four-seam fastball.
Yeah.
You know what pitches they were lighting up? His changeup. His changeup was getting rocked, dude. And when Nelson Cruz went down on the first time he struck out, when he swung at the 85 mile an hour changeup, when he hit the ball foul, it looked like it was going to be a home run. And the last two strikes of that at bat, he swung at 40% tops. He was sitting on that changeup. And that four-seam fastball came. He didn't know what to do with it at 94, 95.
Yeah.
When Luis Garcia's stuff is on and working, Eric, it's on. But what I believe the low home run was on the four-seam fastball, and it just didn't move the way it had been moving all night.
Yeah. So I'm not panicking about this game.
No, not at all. It is what it is, right?
Yeah. I just wish that they'll clinch.
I just get it done. They should
get it done.
Okay. They should have done this crap in Oakland, right?
Yeah.
They should have done this crap in Oakland. And that's what's frustrating.
The Mariners just took a 2-1 lead.
You know what? Forget. We can only control, not we. The Astros can only control what they do. If they take care of business, it doesn't matter what the Mariners do. Because remember, they're on the wild card.
Jared Kelenic had a 2-run double. He finally does something. He finally does something for against the Astros.
The overhyped first round draft pick is finally doing something against the Oakland A's, who are dead in the water. Good job, Jared.
Oh, the Blue. Let's look at the wild card standing, because the Blue Jays beat the Yankees today.
They did, but they're still out of it right now. They're actually below the Mariners. I looked at it on the way home.
Okay, they are. Oh, no, well, they're tied right now.
And they're tied, but
they're tied.
But they rank Toronto below them. I don't know why they do that, but
it's alphabetical order.
Oh, it is. STO. No, it's not.
ST. Yes.
OVW. Okay, my bad. Okay, so yeah, it's sorry, folks. It's really
late. Hey, listen to the Locked On Astros podcast where we learn our ABCs.
Hey, we get back to the fundamentals. We get back to the basics here on Locked On Astros.
All right. So, in all seriousness, the Astros have 92 wins. The White Sox have 91 wins. The Astros have 66 losses. The White Sox have 68. I know we already addressed this, but it is very crucial that the Astros stay ahead of the White Sox for that ALDS home field advantage.
Please do not lose home field advantage. Please, God.
The White Sox are a great home team. They are a terrible road team. So let me go ahead and talk about this. Well, not terrible, but
they're at 500. They're right under 500.
So at home they are 51-27. On the away from home they are 40-41. The Astros are 48-29 at home. and they're 44-37 on away from
Now,
home.
look at the record versus over 500 teams. Who's
Right.
superior?
Yeah.
The
So the
Astros.
Astros are 42-31 against teams above 500. The White Sox are 27-29 against teams. So
Okay,
yeah,
you know what that means, Eric? You know what that means? They've survived and feasted off of the AL Central.
right.
The White Sox don't scare me. I don't care if we back into the playoff, folks. I really don't. The White Sox don't concern me at all.
And if you
Um,
look at all the teams outside of Seattle,
mhm.
uh, most of them, and maybe even I guess you could say the Yankees too. Most of the playoff teams in the American League, they're actually around 500 against teams of 500. You know which team is below 500 against teams with above 500 records? The A's. And that is why they are not. That's the only reason why they're not. They may miss the playoffs this year because
Okay.
they are. Go ahead.
Do you realize the Yankees have 699 runs scored
Yeah.
compared to our 837 runs
Yeah, they
scored?
haven't been this offensive juggernaut this year, but you know why they're doing that? They're
Because
doing it
they
so
play
good.
the Baltimore Orioles 80 times a year.
And also they're pitching. They have Garrett freaking Cole over there, and
That's
his
it.
yeah. Well, they've got some other good. They have some other pitching over there.
Okay. Okay.
So
Oh yeah, they have Aroldis Chapman who loves to like give up bombs. No, some of their guys who had been injured came back and they've actually been pitching pretty strong towards the end. That's
oh,
what's given them their position. They are 7-3 in their last 10 games. So
when the
we
Astros do celebrate, how about we not have some cervezas and punch a wall? I don't know if
Oh,
you
did you hear
heard.
about that? Yes, I heard about
Devin
this.
Williams, the close.
Oh,
He's the Milwaukee closer.
yeah,
He
he's the guy that like Pitching Ninja loves this guy.
Yeah, and he went. I guess he had some drinks, and he decided to punch a wall, and so he fractured or hurt his hand, and so he's gonna be out for the rest of the season. Can you
Yeah.
imagine that? Could you imagine Ryan Presley having some
I
beers
immediately
and
I
then boom,
Yeah,
and
I
like
immediately thought of Andy from The Office when he punches a hole in the wall and he goes off. He's angry at Jim because they hide his phone, and he puts a hole in the wall.
I could see Ken Giles doing that. Remember,
Yes,
he used to punch his face. So
yeah, he
I can
punched
just
his face.
imagine being
Yeah,
so.
dude, I saw that, and because let me tell you something, that Devin Williams kid is electric, and
Yeah.
he is one of the reasons they've been so successful, dude. That's a massive loss.
Right. That could be a difference between going to the World Series and not. I mean, they still have a great team. They have
We need to have so I've talked to Verlander again and he said he'll come on and talk playoffs. We need to ask him about his Brewers prediction. See if
let's
that's
see.
changed any.
I don't think one pitcher is going to really, but that is a
No,
big,
but that's
yeah.
that like I mean, if they need him to come in and he's that guy. But do that, and I guess you hate to hear that for the player because he's so young too, right? When you're young, you're supposed to make mistakes, but that's like, golly, man, I hate to hear that crap.
Oh, by the way, the Cardinals win streak is over, and their run differential is plus 34 on the season. So that
Wow.
shows they went on.
Mm.
I don't even know what their win streak stopped at, but it was like 17,
You,
18.
you
I
you
don't.
know why they ended the win streak so that they could beat the Dodgers. Now get this. You know what would be awesome is if the Dodgers tie the Giants and they have to have a 1-game playoff to determine who gets seated where, and then they have to burn Max Scherzer in that 1-game playoff. That'll throw off the Dodgers' whole like playoffs for the first round at least, and maybe make them more vulnerable because I really want to see them lose.
Yeah, but the Giants have won 4 in a row, so I mean it's possible. I always say it's mathematically possible, but yeah. So the Astros are mathematically out of the number 1 overall seed. So at this
I
point,
I
they
thought
just
they
need to
were I thought they were mathematically out before that, but
no.
you were hanging on to real probabilities, and I was hanging on to reality.
Well, and they had a chance. They really had a chance. Alrighty,
This team
so
is so it's so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Hey,
They've got to get hot though.
guess what?
They've got to quit doing this crap.
Guess who's starting tomorrow? We have our old friend, Mr. Colin McHugh.
I know.
He's gonna be the opener tomorrow, so that's awesome. I know that he's made a couple of tweets saying that he wanted to be a Houston Astro this year, and I remember
We wish him all the bad luck tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
today.
I remember his wife saying, "Colin, you can't say that. You can't say that." But Colin McHugh is going to be starting for the Rays tomorrow, and who is it for the Astros? Let me see where is it? There it is. It's I think it's Lance McCullers, right? Yeah, it's Lance McCullers.
It's LMJ Day, yeah.
Yeah, 12-5 record with a 3.17 ERA with 181 strikeouts. Colin McHugh is actually having a great season. He would have been perfect on this Astros roster. Just saying, James Click. 6-1 record with a 1.60 ERA and with 73 strikeouts. Yeah, Colin McHugh is doing great, but a lot of Astros haven't faced him because he was a Houston Astro for many years. So this will be an interesting game, and I know a lot of people will be going to tomorrow's game for the bobblehead. And there's a little bit of excitement on the field. I don't know if you saw the fans running onto the field today, but there's two knuckleheads that ran onto the field. And guys, there's got to be something you can do better with your lives and been run onto a baseball field. It's not going to end well. I mean, you may get that rush of doing your little TikTok video or whatever, but it ain't worth spending the night in jail and whatever the ticket is you're going to get. So
it's giving the city money. They're dead anyways.
Or the devious lick.
No, that's not a devious lick. These are adults being idiots. Devious lick is for junior high kids.
Yeah, whatever that was, guys. But I know even Dusty Baker is like trying to watch, like the camera's on Dusty Baker most of the time, and Dusty's just like, okay, I see these kids. So anyway, I think that's all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. And Brett's about to fall asleep on me. So anyway, guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Hopefully, we're talking about a clinch. Unless we're talking about a clinch tonight, and I don't know if the Astros are staying up for this, but even if they clinch tonight, they'll probably celebrate tomorrow with the champagne and the Bud Light or in the Bud or whatever they like to drink. And Sparky be saying, I'm wet, and all that. So we'll be talking about the hopefully clinching game tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe to the Locked On Astros podcast on YouTube. And don't forget to check out the Locked On Bets podcast and Go Astros. And guys, stay positive. The Astros still have a good team.